Next, I'm going to jump on to number 3, which is actually to do with the question about how can I make an impact quickly. One of the things that I kind of pride myself on is almost so I am a chartered engineer, and I'm quite academic in a lot of ways, but I'm very good at solving problems. And one of the things almost from my kind of career and the different ranges of experience is actually being able to get to the crux of a problem quite quickly in a way that you can then hopefully solve it for other people. And with the course, that's something we like to do. And this is almost where it's very difficult to do it to yourself unless you've got quite a lot of experience. So in terms of Andy's question about how can I make an impact quickly? So this is true in any business. There won't be a single business owner in the world that doesn't want to make positive improvements quickly. It's like the number one. The trick is you need to know actually where your problems are before you can fix it. So I'm actually going to do this in reverse, because I'm going to do it in reverse because actually this is where most people go wrong. So the first one that people are always looking for is sales. Everyone's like, how can we sell more? We need to sell more. We need to make more money. And when you're looking to make an impact quickly and make that change, it could be that sales is your problem. But there's so much to do to solve and to really understand before you start to tackle this, that I'm going to paint the whole picture for you. And a prime example is, I don't know how many nautical engineers you have out there, but a propeller, if you know it goes at the back of a boat and it spins round, a propeller is there to push a ship forward. And that's what it does, that's what its function is. But actually propellers are designed to run at a certain speed. And if you take the same propeller and spin it twice as fast, it actually gets less efficient. And the reason, I won't go into the technical reason why that happens, but the idea is there are more things at play that likewise in this instance for a business, if you simply look to do more activity of the same thing, it can be the same as trying to spin the same propeller faster, that actually you get nowhere. And there's certain things that you want to look at before that to really kind of understand where you're at and actually what's the best way to make an impact quickly. So the next thing to look at is your marketing. So marketing falls into lots of different ways, and actually it's one of the hardest things to almost explain in some ways, because a lot of people see marketing just as trade shows, social media, and blog posts and live streams, when actually that is part of it, and that falls into something called tactics, which again we talk about in the course. But actually the strategy behind it, one of the most important things, and I mentioned it just before, it's all about understanding the customer and their pain points. And this again is one of the most important things that you need to do. A lot of people might have the sales approach and the sales activities, and that could be in terms of how many times they pick up the phone. But if they don't understand the customer in terms of their wants and needs, their sales approach won't be as good. And then because of this, you're going to get less efficient. But the one thing that most people also miss is the strategy. And in the course, we have 3 modules on business strategy. And this is to help you understand everything about your business. What is it? How does it work? What's its cash position? What USPs does it have in the market? Why is it different, etc.? Because actually in all of these, I'm going to draw it lazily. So they're meant to be hurdles. I was going to draw them out in more detail, but you'll get bored. The idea is that you start here. The first thing you need to do is get your strategy right. If you can genuinely look, say in the interest of the graffiti business, if you properly understand who you are, what you do, how it works, and why you're fundamentally better than your competitors, why you can make more money, you've got a better, more profitable business model, that's really important. The next one is understanding the customer. Really understand the customer, what are their needs, what are their wants, what are their desires. So actually, you've got the business model, which provides the foundation. Then actually you have the understanding of the customer and actually the mechanisms to raise general awareness on your service and what you do. Because again, a big thing that people can't buy your stuff if they don't know who you are. And likewise, it's the what you say is so important. It's the classic chatter plan example again. You really want to kind of get this right. And then you want to go to sales. So sales is your engine. The point of this kind of diagram when you're trying to make an impact quickly, it's to really understand yourself and your customer before you try and do it quicker. Because it could be that you have great salespeople, you've got a great marketing team, but there's something fundamentally wrong in how the business is structured, even down to the payment terms that you offer or your products fit in the market, that you get that right and the rest will run through. And the trick is being able to actually assess quickly where you're at in terms of a business to then make the change. In terms of business owners, and one of the things that I like to do when I do consultancy work for different people, so on page 199, it's called a one-day business turnaround. But basically, these are the questions that I use when I do consultancy with different people. And the idea is it gives you a real good snapshot on the business, what it does, its seasonality of its products, to really then hone down to understand if the strategy is in the right place. The marketing is generally public that you can then look at, but it's really important to solve the first bit first before you then jump into other stuff. So hopefully that helps. And Andy, if you've got any questions, just give me a shout as always. But when we're looking about how we make an impact quickly with yourselves, this is the kind of process we'll go through, and the textbook and all the videos and stuff online will hopefully help in that process.